What is up, guys? Arolf here, and finally I got Thor from the Thor Ragnarok figure wave. I was planning on doing Odin's son next, but I just found Thor, so I have to do a review on him. So just taking a look around the packaging here, you got Build-A-Figure Hulk right there with Thor's hammer. Up top, you got Legend Series, you got a nice picture of Thor with his new haircut and new helmet. You got Ragnarok right there with the UPC code. On the back, you got a nice picture of Thor holding one of his swords here with the description. There's Hulk, there's the figures that you need, and without further ado, just let's get into this. So here's Thor next to Hela, young Thor, Loki, and Iron Man. So Thor's accessories includes these swords. They are flimsy. Harder plastic would have been recommended, but great paint work, and the handles are this dull bronze color. So I basically removed everything from Thor right here from his chest. So I removed the strap here. They actually got that right from the movie. He also has his shin guard here, which is kind of a hard plastic, so be careful with the little clippings right here. Be sure not to bend it or stress it too much, or it will break. Well, you can see how it's on there. Fits in real nicely, just like so. Okay, so lastly is his cape. Now, really like this cape, really like how it's sculpted. It's lightweight, it's not too heavy, and it's I like the colors on it. So just putting everything together with his strap right here. I'm not gonna put it like that. Yes, there you go, Arolf. Just slide it in through the arm, right over his neck, and right there. Now this has a kind of a weird joint right here, which I'll show close up in a second. And so it simply just slides in once lining the holes to his left shoulder, and at the bottom of his right hip is another hole for the other peg. So everything fits well perfectly and is not a problem like the Loki's figure pegs, if you know what I mean. Now attaching his swords here, it's very easy to put it on. His hands are nicely opened. They're not too tight, and plus his hands are made out of this nice not nice, it's just very flimsy, not too flimsy. Well, basically it's soft but not hard, basically. Yeah, so it slides in very well. Easily take it out if you want to. Now zooming in right here, I want to get a little look at that shoulder piece. Now if you look closely, it is glued to his bicep. I wish it was a glued onto his shoulder, or his shoulder piece, but it's just glued onto his bicep. So I'm kind of worried that kind of right here kind of hinders the articulation just a little bit. And hopefully over time, once we're posing this figure, none of the collectors will have any problems with a broken shoulder piece because of that stressing over time. But I don't know why it's a weird design choice, but yeah. So just taking a closer look at Thor himself, you got a nice likeness to Chris Hemsworth. Got that nice paint detailing going on from the side of his head down to his neck. And if you bought this figure, you're probably going to encounter a problem with mine, which is warped ears. Which is kind of unfortunate that they used a soft plastic. A nice hard plastic would have been recommended. Now just look in the detailing on the shoulders here. The torso area, these straps, you can see where that red paint kind of overlaps the straps, which is movie accurate. And you can see the belt here. Really like the sculpting on the belt. Here are the forearms, kind of just a regular brushed metallic gray on it with some brown, regular brown straps right here. On the back, you can see where the cape pegs in, and you can see the lines on the back. Just pretty basic detailing. See where that hole lines up to fit the cape. Now taking a closer look at the legs here. I feel like Thor has some skinny legs. His legs seem a little straight. They don't seem a little too thick. But yeah, you can see his shin guard here just to look. But I feel like his legs are just too straight. They don't have any depth to them, which is kind of a problem with the sculpting department. You can see Thor's butt right there, and his skirt right here is made out of hard plastic. But it does not hinder the articulation that much. And speaking about articulation, let's go over the articulation of Thor. So I'm gonna keep his cape on for this just to show you the range and motions that you can get with this Thor figure with the cape on. And you might encounter some problems while attaching or while posing this guy if you peg on the bottom piece on his hip joint right there with the waist articulation. But Thor's articulation here is his head does rotate all the way around. It goes up that far and down that much. Pretty good range right there. His arms do rotate all the way around. They go out that far. Now doing it to the other arm, you can see it's not as high as the right arm. Double jointed elbows. Pretty good right there. Got some big biceps. Now, I have to zoom in on this one here for a second. I originally thought he did not have a joint right there or a hinge, but he does. He has one of those weird side-to-side joints, but he does rotate at the wrist. You can see he has some decent ab crunch right there. You can see it has the same joints as Spider-Man with the little lines going through right there, and you can see the sculpted detail goes all the way through that joint line. He has a waist swivel, which is good. And you can see how the cape detaches while you do that waist swivel. He can kick forward that far. He can sit down properly. His split game is alright. He has a double jointed knee, and you can see I like what they did with the engineering or the sculpting. Not the engineering. It's too complex, but they just basically added a they make it look layered. Let me show you what I mean. Kind of like slides in there. Just small details like that. I really appreciate a figure just with the small details like that. And he has the foot joint that points down and up, and the infamous ankle pivot. And just to show you, it does work. Just gotta work it a little bit, and there he is right there. As per usual, great sculpt, great articulation. Haven't really bought any of the Thor figures since the last Avengers movie, but I feel like this is a good step up. Really like what they're doing with the new direction of Thor, and yeah, that Hulk figures, oh my gosh, can't wait to build them. But yeah, go out and get it now. Really excited for this movie. And yeah, that is it, guys. Arolf Mora signing out.